Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. We'll be right back to the show. But before we do, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, factormeals.com, where if you go to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50, you can get 50% off your first order. That's factormeals.com/unbroken50. If you're like me and you are a person who is busy trying to create a life, heal, work on their health, wealth, and relationships, and not to mention deal with the day-to-days of normal life, you do not have time to be going to the grocery store and trying to figure out what you're going to cook every single day of the week. In fact, one time I did the math and I realized I was spending over 15 hours a week at the grocery store and cooking. When I added Factor, I got to use that time for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my community, and for my business. And so if you're in the place where you need some more support in the kitchen, head to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50 to get 50% off. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Welcome to the Think Unbroken podcast. I'm your host, Michael Unbroken, and this podcast is about helping trauma survivors let go of the past, overcome their fear, discover their identity, become the hero of their own story, and ultimately to be unbroken. Our goal in company is to bring on guests and experts in the fields of mental, physical, and psychological health to help you overcome the past, to take back your power. And in this podcast, we are unedited and unfiltered, and we're going to give it to you real so that you can start to create massive change in your life. If you're curious about learning more outside the podcast, you can get a free copy of my book, Think Unbroken, at book.thinkunbroken.com. That's book.thinkunbroken.com, where you can get a copy of my #1 best-selling book, Think Unbroken: Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma. The most important thing that you can ever do, my friends, is show up for yourself, and that's where you are today. And I appreciate you. I have massive gratitude for you. And without further ado, let's get into the show. We'll be right back to the show, but before we do, I want to take a moment and tell you about my new book, Unbroken Man, a man's guide to being the hero of their own story. I sat down a few months ago and realized that there are so many men in the world that need guidance, that need support, that need to learn about trauma, removing themselves from toxic masculinity, breaking down the barriers to vulnerability, getting unstuck, and ultimately learning the tools to become the hero of their own story. Unbroken Man is available for pre-order right now if you go to men.thinkunbroken.com, where you'll also get access to over $1,000 in bonuses, including the 6-week in-depth trauma healing coaching app, which you'll get instant access to. I created Unbroken Man to be accessible to everyone around the world, but it is written for men from the guise of a man, and I hope that you will find it to be a practical tool on your healing journey in the same way that thousands of men around the world have. So check out men.thinkunbroken.com to pre-order, and until next time, be unbroken. What is up, Unbroken Nation? It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. I'm very excited to be here with you guys. Tuesday night coaching. You know what it is. We come here every Tuesday night to spend some time with you guys to help us learn, grow, change, and overcome, and ultimately do that hardest thing that we do in our life, and that is become the hero of our own story. And I'm very excited to be here with you guys on this amazing, amazing Tuesday night. Do me a favor, wherever you are, let us know. Leave a comment in the chat. Let us know where you are, what you have going on tonight, and we're going to pop in. We're not with no delay. You may notice I am moderately sweaty at the moment if you're watching online. And the reason behind that is I just got done running. If you did not know, I am training for Denver Marathon called Colfax Marathon. I'm very excited about. And you know, today was one of those really weird days where just things just kept happening and happening and happening. And I went to get in my truck and I started it and I rolled down the windows because it just happens to be a beautiful day out. And I heard this clink, 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 clink as I was driving. And I pulled over on the side of the road and I was like, maybe there's, I don't know, something stuck underneath the truck. And there is a giant, like 3-inch bolt hanging out of the side of my tire. And so as I'm driving to the gym to go and get this run in so I can get back here on time to do Tuesday night coaching live, I had to go to the mechanic and drop my truck off. And so I dropped the truck off. Guy's like, we'll get it back to you. He literally goes, eventually. I was like, oh shit. So it might be a few days. I have no idea. And so I was looking at the clock. I was like, fuck, I got to get this workout in. It's Tuesday night. We got to get coaching going. And the truth about it is, in moments like this in the past, what would have happened in my life is that I would have made a major fucking excuse for not being here with you guys on Tuesday night. I would have broke my promise. I would have said, you know what? Well, car broke down. Everything was 5 minutes behind. I didn't get a chance to eat lunch. It was super busy. We had problems with the team, internet connection. Like I could always find an excuse. And that's why tonight's topic is from zero to hero, because I recognize a really important truth about myself. And that is when I found myself at my lowest, I was an absolute loser. I was the biggest victim you've ever met in your life. I blamed everybody. It was your fault, my family's fault, community's fault, Obama's fault. Like, it was everybody's fault that my life sucked. And it wasn't that long ago that tonight, getting in the truck to drive to the gym to get the workout for the training for the marathon that's a month away, that I would have been like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go home and get stoned, play video games, and eat gummy bears. And broke my promise to be here with you guys on Tuesday night. And I said to myself a while ago, I said, you follow through on your commitment. You do the thing that you say you're going to do. And, the time for your life is now. The things that you want in your life, they're happening right now. They're not happening tomorrow. They're not happening next week. They're not happening a year from now. They're happening right now. And so if you're in this place in your life and you're like, I'm ready to take ownership over my life. I'm ready to stop being a loser. I'm ready to stop being a zero. It's time for me to be the hero of my own story. Then I want you to hang out with us a little bit here tonight. And I want to talk to you about something really important. And that is the truth about the reality of this journey. I don't know anyone successful, and I know a lot of very, very successful people. I don't know one of them who on planet Earth has not hit rock bottom, who has not been a zero, who has not faltered, who has not felt like a loser, who has not had this moment of being like, what is my life? And the thing that all of those people who are incredibly successful have in common is that they made a choice and a decision to follow through on the promises that they made to themselves. And so tonight, if you're watching, whether you're watching live or you're listening to this on the Think Unbroken podcast, or you're going to watch this on a replay, whenever you're watching this in your life, it doesn't matter. What I want you to think about as you are watching this is, what are you willing to do to have the life that you want to have? That is the question that you're going to ask yourself. To be able to go from where you are today to where you want to be, you are going to have to ask yourself, what am I willing to do? Well, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do to have the life that you want to have? For many people, myself included, it was not that long ago where my favorite thing to do was to blame everyone else. You know, I'd sign up for something. I'd sign up for an event. I'd sign up for a conference. I'd sign up to go to therapy. I'd sign up for a gym. I'd sign up to do anything. And I'd put it there on paper and I'd stare at it and I'd look at it. And there was no follow through. Ask yourself, are there moments in your life where you have not followed through? The answer is yes. Look, we all are guilty of this. There's no shame in it. Like, I promise you, the greatest people that I know, I promise you, at one point in their life, they did not follow through on the promise to themselves. I'm one of those people. I'm the first one to admit it. I'm sitting here looking at my life real time in this moment on Tuesday night coaching. And thank you all for being here. It's incredible. I'm so proud of you for being here on Tuesday night. And I'm thinking to myself, wasn't that long ago that I would not be here. I'd find any excuse in the book. I'd find a way to be like, man, look, I'm sweaty. I didn't get to take a shower. I'm dehydrated. I just ran 5 miles and then I lifted and the car broke down and they want to charge me $10,000 or, you know, whatever it was. There's always a way to find the excuse for not showing up. And the thing about that is, when you don't show up for yourself, people notice. Think about this. How many times in your life has somebody called you out? Probably not as often as they should, to keep it real. You know, one of the things that I always wished that people would have done when I was younger, to be like, hey, you're acting like a moron, do something about it. And, you know, that was probably in my drug phase and in my party phase and in my alcohol phase. I acted like a complete imbecile. And the truth about it is, I just thought that's what you did. I thought that's what life was. You partied, you got drunk, you had sex with strangers, and boom, that was life. And I was a loser. I was a loser driving an $80,000 car weighing 350 pounds, right? Like, it takes a lot of work to destroy your life like that. And today I was thinking, as I was running, I was like, you know, we have so much opportunity in our lives to be the hero. We'll be right back to this episode of the Think Unbroken podcast in just a moment, but I wanted to invite you to come and join the Think Unbroken Discord community. If you don't know about Discord, it's being built on Web3, which is a platform that we as the users get to own. So no more Instagram or Facebook or algorithms getting in the way of you seeing and being a part of content. In the Discord channel, we're going to grow this to hundreds of thousands of community members, hopefully over time. But today, it's small, it's close, it's intimate, where you'll be able to get access to live coaching with me, where you'll have chat with the Unbroken Nation community, where you can talk about a range of topics, anywhere from thinking about habits and growth mindset, goals, trauma, recovery, dating, relationships, career, accountability, business, meditation, feedback, and more. And so all you have to do is go to thinkunbroken.com/discord. That's thinkunbroken.com/discord. That's DISCORD to join the Unbroken Nation community. It's right here waiting for us. The ability to be the hero is right here in the choices and in the decisions that we make. But we have to be willing to get the fuck out of our own way and push ourselves into massive, massive discomfort. And I know that's not what people want to hear when they come into Tuesday night coaching, but I promised you when I started this, I was only going to give you the truth. And the truth about this is that place of massive discomfort is this place in which you have to force yourself into doing things that you don't want to do because you know that you need to do them. Right? That's a mind trick you have to play on yourself. And so when I signed up for this Denver Marathon, you know, I thought about myself at rock bottom. I sat here at this computer. I pulled it up and I said to myself, the old Michael would never have done this. That person who played the victim, that person who blamed the world, that person who wanted everyone else to feel sorry for him would never have sat here and signed up for this. And in signing up for it, it's not even necessarily about doing anything other than one thing: proving to myself that I am capable of doing something incredibly difficult. Somebody asked me recently, how do you build confidence? And it's through continually doing incredibly difficult things with consistency. That's the only way you grow. And look, I think about that in personal development. I mean, it's getting up in the morning and making your bed. Like, seriously, at one point in my life, that was probably the most difficult thing I did. It's about getting yourself in this position where you sit down every day and you read and you learn and, you come to Tuesday night coaching. Like, it's uncomfortable. There's a million things you could be doing right now, right? But you said, I'm going to come to Tuesday night coaching because I know that it's important to create change in my life. And I said to myself, I'm going to coach on Tuesday nights, even though it's difficult and it's extra work and it's more time out of my day. And I already have the podcast and the books and the coaching. And I said, you know what? How do I keep giving value to people? It's difficult to show up with all the other things in life when you want to create massive change in the world. But it always comes down to that question, like, what are you willing to do? And so if my goal, is looking at my life and I want to be the hero of my own story, then I have to define that for myself. And you guys have got to start thinking about, what does it mean to be the hero of my own story? Like, you've got to get crystal clear on who you are. You've got to make massive, massive decisions about this. This is one of the reasons I created the Think Unbroken app. You can download that app for free in the App Store on Apple or iTunes, and it has programs in it you can start for free that you can go into this, start creating the framework for this. Same reason I made the podcast, same reason we have the books, is because I want to be able to give the people the tools that I wish I would have had at the beginning of this journey. What I'm trying to do with Think Unbroken is to circumvent the chaos of figuring this shit out on your own. And so when I'm sitting here looking at my life and I'm like, okay, cool, what does it mean to be the hero? For me, it's very simple. Moving towards discomfort every single day in a way that I know will make my life better. And that doesn't mean that there aren't days that I don't want to do this. That doesn't mean there aren't days I don't want to work out and I don't want to run and I don't want to write and I don't want to podcast, because I promise you there are. But how do you build confidence? By continually doing incredibly difficult things with consistency. And so I say to myself, no excuses, just results, show up and do it anyway. There's a space in this where it's uncomfortable for a lot of people to acknowledge. But in my journey, I had to look at myself and be like, you are a loser. I had to. And I know the place for negative self-talk exists and it can be very dangerous. And so I want to first preface what I'm about to say with recognizing that when I speak to myself, and I wrote about this in Think Unbroken in the first book, because I think it's really important. The way that I was speaking to myself in regard to not doing the things I needed to do was because that's the way that I get motivated. And so you have to figure out the way that you get motivated, that you build yourself to do the thing that you need to do. For some people, it's massive radical kindness. But for me, it's massive radical unfiltered candor. Get your fucking shit together, dude. Take care of your life. Stop being a fucking baby. Stop blaming the world. Stop being the victim. Get it together, right? You read that in my book. Thank you. I appreciate you for reading. And I'm pointing to this to let people know the truth about this. Like, there may be this space in which you've got to get completely and utterly kind with yourself. And I mean kind in this way where you need to hug yourself and hold yourself and build kindness in yourself, because maybe that's never been allotted to you. But if you're like me, I'm going to tell you this. Some of you, it's going to be hard to hear. You're not going to like this. I don't give a shit. I've told you before, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your coach. What I discovered about the truth about myself was when I looked at my life in the moments in which I was not showing up, it was because I was making fucking excuses. I was blaming the world. It was everybody else's fault. And when I was at my rock bottom and I was a loser, guys, I'm telling you, like, I wish you could understand this. Like, and this is not me shitting on myself. I promise you it's not. But I was a loser. I was 350 pounds. I was smoking 2 packs a day, drinking myself to sleep, getting high from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. And I was massively in debt. Massively in debt. I was a loser. Guys, look, and I recognize this, and I knew that I was at zero. I was at zero. But the best part about being at zero is you can be a hero. Unbroken Nation, hope that you just got a tremendous amount of value from today's episode. I want to know what you think. Please do me a favor and review, rate, and share the episode with 3 friends on social media today. It would mean the world if you did, because ultimately at the end of the day, creating community and connection is how we heal generational trauma in the world. And I need your help to do that, Unbroken Nation. So if you're on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you are, please like, comment, share, review. I want to know not only what you like about the show, but how I can make the show better, how I can make this further about helping you on your healing journey. So do me a favor, and when you do, shoot me a screenshot of you making the review to my DM at Michael Unbroken on Instagram so that I can have a conversation with you, say hi, and more importantly, so I can share it with the Unbroken Nation. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll be right back, but I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about the Think Unbroken 6-week trauma healing coaching program. If you go to coaching.thinkunbroken.com, that's coaching.thinkunbroken.com, you can sign up for the 6-week daily Think Unbroken Trauma Healing Coaching Program. In this program, we're going to go over the 6 principles of healing trauma, adaptation, understanding the impacts of trauma, how to become the hero of your own story, what to do next, and ultimately what it means to be unbroken. For more information about this 6-week coaching program, which you can download as an app on your phone and take with you everywhere, no matter where you are in the world, it's interactive. It's built about giving you practical tools that you can use in real time. And if you're ready for what's next in your life, go to coaching.thinkunbroken.com. Again, that's coaching.thinkunbroken.com. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of live coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program.